You
we're
put
back.
the Jello in. You put the pudding in before or after you cook the pizza?
I don't know how you'd put it in after, so maybe if you like have like an injection point, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, this pizza concoction is definitely not found in Borgholm, so
Thank Kraskaron for that.
Gotta say it fun.
Kraskaran.
Kraskaron! Okay, so Niev will suggest that perhaps she could turn into a bat and go let somebody know that, you know, we need assistance getting down.
Sure.
You should describe me. They know me, and I'm clearly welcome in this city.
Well, they know him. That much is true.
Okay.
They know if you describe me, they know my intention's pure, although they probably disagreed with
If you
how I
describe
entered the
him,
city last time.
he looks like a dwarf.
He's the dwarf that has never been around dwarfs.
Just put my name. They should remember my name. It was quite a interesting event, and I remember the captive that had me took note of my information I gave him. So
I suppose you did leave with more credibility than you did enter.
So they know the two of you then?
Well, they definitely know him.
Okay.
want me to write it for you? I know Dwarvish. And so does Antaeus, I guess.
Yeah, yes, given by the fact that we've had conversations in Dwarven, yes. Dwarven.
Dwarvish.
Yes, go ahead and write whatever message, I guess, in Dwarven. We can.
If you'd like, I can write it in Undercommon.
Let's stick with Dwarven. So yeah, I'll write on a parchment. Gulron has returned. we come bearing messages from the outside. We seek your counsel. We are stuck up on the cliff where we were previously.
And who are you having her deliver this to?
I'll try to instruct her to bring it. Yeah, like that's the guy who knew me at the jail. So if she can find that area, hopefully.
Okay.
So yeah, before you wild shape or whatever, I say, well, what happens if things go poorly? Should we wait an hour if you don't return?
Yeah.
Oh, let me add on the note. If our friend here does not retrieve us within an hour, we will climb down to your city and hopefully speak peacefully. Enter with peace. And
This time without a catapult.
And peace and peace
and peace and a lot of peace.
And just peace.
And no siege weapons.
What about
We
peace?
did not bring a siege weapon this time.
Yeah, you guys notice the siege weapon isn't up here anymore.
Ruh-roh.
Everyone roll for initiative as a ballista fires a... We've armed them!
I did a few things on my character sheet real fast, so just if you look at it and ask why. Because the magical breastplate we didn't have time to do anything with. I'm just noting that I left it at my house because I don't think I would have just carried it around.
Okay, that's fine.
So I've taken the weight temporarily off that. And then I'm assuming we would have wanted our tent, so I have put down that I am carrying our tent, so I have our tent on us.
Okay.
While she's doing wild shape shenanigans, I'm going to store a frigid touch in my weapon.
Cool. I'm missing my notes here. What was the name of the guard? I have a bunch of names, but I can't find the one that goes along with this. I think I have the one, but there are 3 it could be. Did you get his name?
I'm looking at mine. I have a bunch of stuff on Kraskaron.
Yeah.
It's not in the OC.
No, it's not in Yosi. Stop that.
Gamlin is the gnome.
Yeah.
God.
It was Gamlin, right?
Gamlin was the gnome that helped us.
we supposed to be able to click our little minis on this map off to the side? Because I can't click on mine.
In theory. Oh, nope, it's not assigned to you. Hold on. Corrected.
Yeah, I think I'm missing a name here. I didn't write down a name.
That's alright. Not the end of the world.
What is this number over my head?
Doing my.
Oh, it's supposed to be your HP.
Oh, gotcha. Just making sure I didn't have like 3 turns to live or something.
I didn't write down the guard's name.
That's fine.
It looks like.
I believe I have it here. I just wanted to make sure. I don't know that he necessarily gave you his name, so.
Okay.
But yeah, you can head down there as a bat, and give me a perception. See if you can find the right place. Ooh, holy shit. Yeah, you are very sure, like, you fly around in a certain area and notice an area that looks just like a prison. And you can land there, you can see guards out front.
I will land there and I will turn back into myself.
Holy shit! They, like, get ready. Who be ye?
I'm here with...
Do you speak Dwarven?
Oh, gosh.
I just realized that.
Yeah. I will like hold my hands up, but also like extend the note.
Hello? One of them reaches over and pulls the note from you. Goran? Goran? Goran?
Do joyous expressions go across their faces? They say like,
Ikugan. And then one of them, they both stand there, and then they, the one that's holding the note, or the one is still standing there with this. The one that's holding the note pulls out his manacles and proceeds to manacle you.
I won't resist.
Okay. They will bring you inside, put you in a room for a bit, and after a few minutes, I believe the guy you met with... was a gnome, right?
That talked with me?
Yeah. Was he
Dwarvish?
He was Dwarvish? Okay. I'm just making sure, because, again, my notes...
friend came afterwards.
My notes here are, like, randomly really bad, and I don't understand why.
The one who sort of appeared like a gnome, or we assume was a gnome, I think, was the one that snuck us into the city.
Him, I remember. It's the notes for the guard guy that I want to make sure I've got right, because there are 2 notes for for 2 people that look identical to each other. And I think I remember who's supposed to be who, but I'm just making sure. So yeah, a dwarven man comes in.
Common?
You know Gulron?
Yes. He's one of my party members.
And he has a tall female one with him and a lanky elven one.
Well, there's the elven one, but there's a different female now.
Alright. Where are they? Why are you here? I guess the letter said. No, did the letter say? I don't think you mentioned that in the letter.
I said if she's not back in an hour, we're on the cliff and we're going to find
her. Okay, that's how you mentioned it. That's right.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll have to get you down from the cliff. Silly cliff. You don't have a way, you can change into things.
I can only fly myself. I'm not very strong.
We don't normally carry ladders. Not that tall, anyway.
Yes, we should have anticipated this. I apologize for any inconvenience.
It's fine. I'll put word out. Somebody will be up there soon enough to get you down.
Thank you.
Go up and let your friends know.
Okay. I will return to them.
How?
Oh.
You have
Yeah.
diminished wild shape, don't you?
I think so.
So you're at once per day, if I remember right. You are wild shape -2, right?
Yeah. Yep. I have no way of telling them.
So yeah, you'll get outside and you'll think like, okay, I gotta become a bat again. Gotta become. Ugh. No?
No.
No? So much for that. After a little bit of time, there will be somebody who makes their way up to the three of you. Somebody familiar to the three of you.
Well, to
You're
the
the
two of us.
I'm different now.
Well, to the three, I guess, yeah, familiar to two of you.
Is it the gnome or is it a door?
Trapped up here again.
Not you again.
I
Oh, I'm in
always...
shining armor.
I don't wear shining armor. That would defeat the purpose of getting around.
Very
You just
true.
lurk about these cliffs waiting for people to...
No.
Stay up
I
here.
got a message that you all were up here. Can I help you down?
Sniffs him curiously.
I thought
What
you
is this
weren't...
thing?
It's our friend's pet. I thought you weren't working within the laws and you
You can
There's
work
some
within the laws and make money off the laws, of course, can't you?
I just want to make sure we're
Absolutely.
entering the city properly this time.
Yes.
100%.
You're entering the city properly.
And
All
we'll leave
right.
it at that.
Where's our friend? Did they lock her up like they did me and we're waiting for us?
She's out, but from what I heard, some of the dwarves were laughing about her trying to flap her wings in the middle of the street. But by wings, I mean her arms.
Oh, I was under the impression she was going to stay at bat and drop the note off and then head back up. Interesting tactic.
Well, that wouldn't have left a lot of room, would it? Anyway, I'll need everyone to jump, please.
I looked at Teus with a raised eyebrow. Do you trust this gnome?
Like jump off.
I'll need you to jump. Yes, it's best that you do a running jump for
Yes.
optimal distance.
Sure, let's do this. I'll go for it.
Featherfall. I will follow.
I guess we're all jumping. It looks like we're going to have
Yeah,
to jump.
Yeah, he will jump along with all of you and cast Featherfall.
As I'm falling, I hope your magic can hold the dwarf!
If it couldn't, he wouldn't be any good here.
Yeah, you all make it to the ground safely.
Oh,
And he'll give
impressive.
you directions to where you need to go.
I wish I had access to that kind of magic.
Oh, I didn't think you would need magic to know where you needed to go.
No, I meant the preventing
Oh.
death from falling in Teus.
Yes, that one.
All right, let's go. I know this city. I'm a dwarf. Follow me.
All right, give me a survival.
Yeah, I was gonna do diploma, whatever. Okay, so survival.
Yeah, well, you know your way. That's not diplomacy. Diplomacy is asking around. Oh, you do find your way there. You remember the route they took you. Maybe it was because you were, like, so disappointed in the fact that you got yourself arrested mere seconds after arriving in town.
So am I at the prison or guardhouse?
Yeah, you are at the guardhouse. Niev is waiting outside.
Yeah,
Hey guys!
I bet they look so joyous when you mention my name.
That's a word for it.
Excellent. Where is my old friend?
Nice comment about his age.
I think he's inside.
Let's go.
Okay.
The guards, like, are standing there like,
Oh,
Don't you remember me? It's Gulran. I say in Dwarven or Dwarven. wants to disarm?
They say back, I don't know a Gulran.
What? I'm practically.
Certainly you do. He was the one that was imprisoned here with me last time.
I give Antaeus an elbow to the stomach.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
The dwarf that's not
Those
dwarf,
ugly
right?
fucking ears.
Oh.
Good
Well,
one.
I mean, that seems hardly...
This one's got him poking out too here. He points over to Niev.
No need to throw in some nasty remarks. We're all friends here. Do you want
Yeah,
us to
friends.
disarm?
Is that what they call traitors like you?
Do you need us to disarm? Is that what you're all uppity about?
No, what are you here for? You got no reason in here. You're not breaking anybody out.
We're here to discuss matters with my old friend. I can't recall his name.
You don't have any friends here that I know of.
What?
You don't even recall his name.
It's been a long time.
Goron, I don't know how this
About a month.
conversation is going, but it sounds badly. Why don't you tell them that we're here from the ministry? That's what we're supposed to be here.
This is how dwarves talk. No need to be racist, Nia.
We're here from the ministry.
We sometimes sound
What the
angry.
hell's the ministry?
Oh.
We're here from Knightsbridge.
Yes.
You understand Dwarven?
Knightsbridge.
What the hell is this woman saying?
I don't know. She somehow knows what we're talking
Does she?
about.
Do you speak Dwarven?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
From Knightsbridge, yes.
I don't. Yeah.
The hell's the
I don't know
Knightsbridge?
the thing.
Oh.
It's the people that had dealings with your higher ups about.
No one is dealing with anyone from any sort of bridge of knights.
It is.
This sounds like a very impractical bridge.
It's not
agree.
literally a bridge of knights. It's figure.
Why the bloody hells would you name it that?
I don't know. I just live there.
That's
I
a
don't
very
name
good
things.
question.
That's the magical god that created this world.
Because knights protect the only bridge between the ability to cross the river.
Oh, thank God I didn't need a high roll for that. Well, because... Never mind. I don't think it's necessary information.
Anyways, we have matters to discuss that concern the entire realm.
The entire realm, huh? I bet you do.
We are seeking aid of your library, perhaps.
We don't have a library.
Is this
Well,
still
one
all
that
in
you know-
Dwarven?
Yes.
Yeah.
They only speak Dwarven here.
Oh,
There's only a handful of people here that speak anything other than Dwarven.
damn, alright.
The one that you might know its whereabouts. It contains some knowledge that we are hoping to deal with some great big and winged beast that's causing havoc out there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is why I want to talk to the head.
I'm like a fucking underling here, and you're trying to get details from me.
Let me talk to your manager.
Could you call him out here to speak to us, please?
He will know me. He'll know me.
If he wanted to speak to you, he'd speak to you.
I mean, can you retrieve...
Wait. You
let him
said
know?
something like
we're
Gulran, didn't you? Gulran?
Yeah.
Well, yes, say it loud enough and I'm sure he'll come.
Hold on, I remember something about a Gulran earlier. That little one there, she said something about. I guess littler one said something about a Gulran.
Yes, that's me.
A scent
Would I
brought
be
along.
Would I be the size of like a dwarf now? 'Cause,
Yeah,
like-
you're probably about Gulran's height at this point.
Okay.
I just have him over my head.
Out of curiosity, does Niev speak Dwarven?
No, she does not.
Okay, so we're both off in La La Land. At least I have a friend with me.
After a few minutes, another dwarf will come out. One that you are not familiar with, Gulran.
You're not the one I spoke to. Who are you?
I am Abbot.
Hobbit.
Yes.
I am Gulran.
Is this still in Dwarven?
I have heard. It is still in Dwarven, yeah.
My friends seem to be quite annoyed they can't understand us. Do you mind if I cast a spell that they can understand what we're saying? They
Do
don't
not
speak
cast
the high
spells here,
language.
please.
Oh, okay. I'll
I can
switch the
translate
comments. Sorry,
whatever.
guys. They don't want me to let you understand.
I am told that you're here to discuss some sort of matters pertaining to a treaty or a deal.
Indeed. Are you who we should be discussing this with?
No, but I will take you to who you'll be discussing this with.
And an archive, if you have any information about that.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
If you feel more comfortable, do you want me to tell all of our friends here to disarm ourselves for your comfort?
No, that will not be necessary. You won't be able to accomplish anything.
You haven't seen me I erased a rock.
Most people can outrace a rock.
What?
I can attest.
Unless
that
it's
he's very
rolling
good at
downhill.
Not dying.
No, not that rock. It's a big, winged, beaked creature. You know.
What a
he
stupid name for a winged creature.
He
I
could
agree.
absolutely not outrun a rock.
Is it a flying stone?
No, a stone would move much faster than him.
Never mind. Let's just get on with it.
They will guide you deeper to the north of the court district. Inevitably to a very large building. You are brought inside. Inside, it is rather dimly lit. I guess everything here, I'm sorry, nothing here is dimly lit. Everything is dark. So those of you without dark vision are going to have some trouble seeing anything. Which I didn't think of as well. It's probably the other reason Niev didn't move from there, because Niev wouldn't have been able to see.
Yeah.
As we were walking here, I will switch to Conan and say, no worries. They recognize me and they're glad I'm here. Everything should be fine.
They do.
Just let me do the talking. Well, if Renanteus can understand, whatever. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, that I don't know if that would be.
That's fine.
decision,
That's cool.
Just do they not have any of those lanterns with the dark flame or anything like that Gamlin had last time?
No.
No.
So this building is.
I don't think any of them has realized you can't see. Because, I mean, I just didn't realize it till now, so.
Oh, but is this building not dimly lit?
Nothing is lit.
Or
Nothing is
okay.
lit.
Okay, gotcha. Then
I'll
I definitely
start,
can't see either.
stumbling around.
Yeah. So they would probably, at this point, if you guys don't have any method of vision, they will probably, like, give you, like, a dark lantern that will provide some measure of dim lighting.
Oh wow, that's fascinating.
It does not cast it doesn't cast a normal light. It specifically casts a dim style of light.
I'm just hanging on to Hunter as my seeing eye wolf.
When you get into this large building, you are brought to a short line of people and asked to wait patiently, and you will be seen by the overseer.
So they say we gotta wait here, and we'll be seen by someone called the overseer. I'll try and ask if you'll allow me to cast something so you guys can understand, but seems like they're opposed to spell casting around here, so might not be able to. Is there anything in specific you want me to bring up about this treaty that I might not remember? Just in case.
I know nothing about politics, so...
Yeah, sure. You sure there's nothing about this treaty that you just heard about?
I'm just here. I can turn into a bat once a day.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh man, these rolls, man.
All right, you're thinking about things, and you get to the front of the line and are ushered in. Inside, this is a very tall chamber, but somewhat small and cramped. There is a long podium for you to stand before. Well, on the opposite end, there is a tall podium that a dwarf sits upon. He looks down at the four of you as he enters. What a crew you all are.
Yes. If it would
No, this is in common, since
Oh,
he
okay.
recognizes that most of you are probably not able to speak it.
Oh, yes. Hello there.
If you prefer to speak the better language, I can allow my friends to understand, but I don't think you're a fan of spellcasting in here.
It is much easier if everyone speaks the same language, so we will do it we will conduct business this way.
All right, just want to see what you were more comfortable with.
You have been sent from the nearby town, which wishes to build the tunnels, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I am known by many as the overseer in these parts. I will help negotiate business here. Now.
Well, oh, you first, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the reason for our arrival is because we seek your aid. And I believe that if you are willing to provide such aid, it will work towards building favor in these further negotiations of the tunnels and whatnot.
Building favor? We don't need any favor. You're the ones who need favor.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yes.
Goran, he might not be as up to speed about the dealings with the tunnels and everything. The finer details about that. My apologies.
Well,
but yes, we would like to try to curry some favor and hopefully come to some sort of agreement, or at least further things with these dealings.
well, what is it you're all looking to do then? You want to complete the tunnel? That is one thing. Although it would look quite gaudy going over top of our city. But I assume perhaps if we're allowed to work in our own construction, and we are allowed the tolls we ask for, perhaps we can work out something.
Oh, I would absolutely. In fact, I would recommend that you have your construction. I'm sure it would look much better than anything we are capable of doing.
It would.
And of course, you would be the ones that would be having to see it. So of course, we would want it to be something that would be pleasant for you.
You seem much more willing to work with us than the last batch of people that we spoke to on this topic. What has changed?
Well, I would be remiss if I were to say that we came here exclusively with the intention of these dealings in mind. You don't happen to have information about this archive of the deep, do you?
Why do you ask?
My apologies. I should have been more forthcoming with the information before asking a question of that nature. We recently encountered. Have you heard of the town Kare 4?
I've heard nothing of any of your towns.
That's fair. It is one of the towns near the town we come from, Knightsbridge, which recently a great red-winged beast claimed as his own and took the people of the town as his slaves, and we were hoping to find information about this in order to deal with the situation.
You're not actually emissaries, are you?
We were told to come here to negotiate the tunnel, but if we could, to also ask if you knew anything of the Archive of the Deeps.
Yes, I didn't want to.
What an interesting play. You don't even realize what puppets you are yet, do you?
Apparently not, no.
You were sent here to tell me that your city is in a weakened state.
Well,
I
that's
don't
not
necessarily
true.
that.
I don't know what you mean by that.
No, our neighboring city has been overtaken, and they've laid a threat on the entire country, more or less. Unless there's
yes, and it won't come for you. I'm sure it will. It sounds to me like a winged beast is nothing we have to worry about. This seems like an overworlder problem.
Until it makes its way underground and blows fire in your cities.
It has made statements claiming that it will as much take the entire country for itself.
We are not your country.
Over time. Well, geographically, the entire land mass.
Let it try to fight us in the caves. It'll fail.
That is very likely, but I do not know its power or what it's capable
Well,
of.
if you think it's very likely, then you're clearly not here to negotiate. You're here for something else, but you're here to give me important information in my negotiations.
I see that there's no reason that we should withhold this information from you. I didn't want to come off as devious in any way, shape, or form. I thought it would be dishonest of me to keep that from you.
Can I get an insight check?
Sure. I'll be doing this all wrong, so.
There are only 2 people that know that you're here. That you know of. If this was some kind of emissary mission, shouldn't they have sent you with some kind of document or some kind of, like, agreed upon terms? This is a private venture done deliberately to give a bargaining chip to the dwarves that they might not otherwise have had. You guys know from last visit that the dwarves were, like, under the impression this was like an equal thing and there was no give. This is going to give the dwarves an upper hand in all negotiations.
Ah. That makes sense now. You're the only other person that knows we're here, aren't you?
I mean, aside from whatever guards you've told, yes.
Well, yes, that knows why we're here, I should say. Is there anybody else in this building with us, or?
There are, but I mean, none of them are in the same room with you.
Oh, okay, gotcha. None of them are in. Okay. Well, you have the information, I suppose, that they wanted us to give you.
You do, and I should be able to make much better offers.
Yes, and
so,
of course, I would like to see something.
With your information, I'll make you a deal. I'm assuming whatever group you're working with is not necessarily sharing all their information with everyone at the surface.
That's safe to assume, yes.
If you want to travel to the archives and recover the book, it goes no further than whomever directly sent you here, and the 4 of you.
Now, these archives, we are required to be back within 5 days to the entrance to the tunnels for our return home.
Well,
I'm assuming that would be doable?
The archives are deep in Krazkaran's homestead, but I believe that you can get there in merely a few days of travel, probably about 2.
Oh, excellent. 2 round trip or 2 one way?
2 each way.
Oh, okay.
Should give you a day of time to find what you're looking for if you can survive it.
Speaking of that, we were told of creatures that protect it. Is there anything? Are we allowed to safely peruse, or do we need to defeat these creatures?
The creatures will not allow you to peruse. We've never sent men down there for fear they wouldn't make it back. We initially, when we discovered it, we lost men to it. Krazkaran was believed to be the original guardian of things below that area. He allowed us access to many of the things to get some of our historical records, but these archives, he said, were areas he would not even allow others into. Or at least that is the way the legend goes.
If we are able to survive, get into these archives, is there anything you might want us to attempt to bring back for you to maybe make us on better terms?
If you can bring back anything you can from the archives, we want to be allowed to look at it firsthand.
Of course.
Absolutely.
After that, you're welcome to take any information you want from it. You'll probably need us anyway to get the information.
Is there a specific reason, or?
It is believed that it's written in a language beyond that of any that we would speak. Legend speaks of a language that predates time.
Oh? Oh? Really?
Yes.
Would I have any knowledge about this language, Steve?
Nope.
Raspberries. Is there a name that this language has, in case we come across anything?
No one names the language. No one knows what it's the derivative of.
Fascinating.
But we have scholars here who believe they could solve it.
If I mean, I don't mean
Or
to...
perhaps it's down there and it's merely in some special form of Dwarven. Perhaps it's all just a ruse. You know, these legends sometimes.
Exactly.
Sometimes you get down there and it's just a book talking about people's special places and parts and other things.
What kind of blue magic have you been reading about?
It's an old tale I heard.
Oh.
Some people journey deep looking for a book of great value, and inside is merely a book of erotic stories. But that's a legend from other worlds.
Sounds thrilling, I suppose, to the right people. I don't mean to be brash or anything, but if they would like any assistance, I find myself to be somewhat of a linguist. I would be more than willing to help them decipher it should we come across it.
Sure thing. We'll let an elf work on figuring out what dwarves wrote hundreds of years ago.
I mean, I don't mean to intrude or anything.
I'm sure you don't.
Well, I mean, I happen to know a lot of languages, and I'll kind of switch over to like Undercommon and.
If you speak Undercommon, give me an insight check before you start speaking Undercommon.
You don't think you're a drow, you fool?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah. You didn't really need that insight check after I mentioned what you're about to do, but yeah, you stop yourself before you say that.
I mean, I speak a number of languages from research and.
I don't care about your showing off. If you could get anything up from down there, you're welcome to try to figure it out yourself if you want. But it comes back to us. You hear?
Of course. I wouldn't dream of withholding any of that from you. I just would like to be able to see it for myself as well. I appreciate that.
Good.
Before we head off, can we speak with your historians to see what these creatures are we are to face, to be better prepared?
Absolutely, you may.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
All right. He will let you know that you can head off to a small building that you've been to actually before, Gul'ran, near the Shrine to Kraskaran. Here there will be some keepers of the past that you can speak to. They kind of keep their place. They basically around the giant the building that is the Temple of Kraskaran. There are a number of like people who keep the outer areas of the temple and the front area of the temple, and those people are also the historians.
Hail, historians.
A couple of them will turn to you.
The Overseer has given me permission to speak with you. Do you have moments to speak with us?
The time can be found.
Do you speak the common tongue, or do you allow me to cast a spell to allow my others to understand your words?
No spell casting down here.
Do you speak the common tongue?
No, do not.
Well, unfortunate for my friends. We
I'll just
come
translate
because
for
we
them.
seek the deep. I don't know if you're aware. I mean, you're the historian. You should be aware of the deep area
archives?
containing knowledge. I
We're
kinda,
familiar with
try
the
to speak
archives.
cryptically in case it's supposed to be a secret or whatever.
We're familiar with the archives.
We were told by our people that there were creatures of wizard creation guarding it, and I'm not too familiar with them, and we would like some information before we head in to face them.
This is a bit of an uncertainty we have. An argument has struck up over the years. Are these the children of Krazkaran? Or are they the creations of what was before Krazkaran? Some say that what was before Krazkaran brought him here to help forge the dwarven race. Others say that Krazkaran was an ally to what was here before, that they were partners. But stories are not. There is no direct truth behind the stories, no full answers. But we know that the creatures are made up of stone. We know that the creatures do not seem to be concerned with whom or what it is or why. They seem only to desire to stop others from entering. The most common running theory is they are probably golems made to protect the area.
Well, that's all you know about it. Then that's all we can know. I'll look to Teus to see if he has any questions about these things.
I should say, if they are golems, from what we know of, I guess I could give you. I suppose I could share with you a little bit about what was first kept in the records when things happened.
That would be mighty helpful.
Now, Krazkaran, that's not a historical figure, is that, Steve?
No.
You have heard about him? Drats.
You've heard about Krazkaran since you've been down here, the very first time you went down here. We've been through all the potential checks.
That would be a religion anyway, right?
I mean, potentially, depending on... Yes, they see him as a religious figure, but I didn't know if there was a myth behind the man, Krazkaran.
So, these creatures are immune to most all sorts of magic. You can weaken them if you happen to have upon you spells which could change their form from one to another. Like ones that will transform them to rock to mud, or from stone to flesh.
What about reshaping them?
They will not be reshaped. They may also be able to make you work much slower. The one thing that we are certain of, though, is that we do not have the resources to do what we needed to do. And these are very, very dangerous creatures.
So I've heard. So I'll turn to the rest of the party and you can comment and say, well, he's told us that the beasts guarding the archives might be golems, and if they are, they're immune to most magics. We can weaken them by messing. They're made out of stone, so any magics that are, I guess, immune to resistances that can change their forms, and they have the potential to make us slower. I think I've heard of arcane magics to do things like that. Is there anything else you want to try to ask them? They seem not to. They haven't gotten far into it, so they don't know if these are actually golems or constructs of this god himself, Krux. If that is the case, it's a lot scarier than it sounds. But perhaps Krause, if they are, Krause will know our intentions pure and allow us passage. But...
I don't have any particular questions. At least I know I do have at least one spell that can possibly help here.
What spell?
It's a spell that softens earth and stone.
What is it called?
It will not have an
Soften
effect.
earth and stone. It will not?
It will not.
Okay.
The historians can let you know that it will not. It must be a substantially powerful spell.
Okay.
Well, I think we've learned what we can, and we are on a timeline. I think we can try to discuss this on our way there. It takes 2 days, he told us, the Overseer. So each night we can discuss stratagems and things like that. Change up spells.
Is there anything we should be concerned of on the way there, however?
Your travels there will be a bit warm, I'm assuming, for something like you. You'll be heading down deep into the hottest realms.
I can help with that.
You'll need to be.
Is there any particular creatures that we should be concerned with as well? Or just a typical...
There lies nothing on the way there. Just the heat.
Thank you for your information, by the way.
You're welcome. Safe travels to you.
Thank you.
Okay. And I think this is where we will break for tonight. Where did you guys end up on XP?
We are
33,675 out of 35,000.
33,675?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess that is where we wrap up. Can I run?